Well, good morning, church. Welcome to a new week. I know most of you are already a day into it, but Monday is my day off, and so this is first day of the week for me. Feeling refreshed, got out to the mountains, foothills, enjoyed some time with the kids, but I want to get back into Ephesians 6, and just it pivots here as we did on Saturday a little bit, looking at verse 10, be strong in the Lord, the strength of His might, and then taking up the armor of God and doing this spiritual warfare, this battle against the lies of the enemy, seeking to grow in Christ, to trust the Lord and walk in obedience to Him. And verse 18 then tells us how to do it, how to walk, what it means to live in this armor of God, and it is praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with perseverance, making supplication for all the saints. Pray also for me that words may be given me and open my mouth boldly to proclaim the mystery of the gospel. I want to just break this down a little bit. Let's work at understanding prayer and what Paul's calling us to. And first off, praying at all times in the Spirit. What does it mean to pray in the Spirit? I think kind of like spiritual warfare, we take, in the Spirit and we make it this mystical, unattainable thing. What does that mean? How do I do that? Well, who is the Spirit of God? Earlier, Paul says that in Christ, through the Spirit, we have access to God. The Spirit is called our comforter, our helper, our counselor. It's in the Spirit we have relationship with God. That's what he's saying. It's this close, personal, relational thing. That's what prayer is. I think we often come to think of prayer as a chore, something we do for God. Look how strong I am. I pray, 5 times a day. God must be so impressed by me. Or maybe prayer is like putting my name in the draw again. Like some of these online draw, do this and you'll get 3 more entries, and then I'm more likely to get whatever I'm asking for. But I think Paul here is speaking of prayer relationally. It's spending time with God. It's not an expression of our strength. It's an expression of our weakness, our walking with Him. Do you pray? Do you know Him? Matthew 7, Jesus warns, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, didn't we do many mighty works and miracles in your name? And He will look at them and say, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. And so He's saying it's not about all these things that you do. Do you know me? And that's what prayer is. It's relationship with the Lord. And it's tragic how many believers are or professing believers I know this passage, know these words, be able to quote them, but you actually pray. Actually spend time with God. I want to challenge you this week. We've got time on our hands, church. Build your prayer life. And yeah, I say it's not an expression of strength, but weakness, and yet it does take effort. It's maybe a bit like running. You start slow and you need to build up the kilometers little by little and build your endurance. It's not easy. I think some people get discouraged by that because they expect it. They feel like it should be easy. And then when it's hard, they kind of give up. But expect it to be hard and put the work in. Train yourself. Spend 5 minutes in prayer with the Lord. Open up to the Psalms and just dialogue with God about what you see there. And then work it to 10, work it to 15. And I want to encourage you, pray all the time. Our spouses want that, right? Send me text messages through the day. But then also we want to sit down over dinner and look one another in the eye and pray. Spend that kind of prayer time with the Lord. Carve out a chunk of time today. Set an alarm if you need to and say, I'm going to spend no less than 10 minutes, just me and the Lord. Expect it to be difficult, but expect it to be easier as you work at it and grow in it. Spending time praying in the Spirit, close with God, getting to know Him, and letting having that precious time together with him. So encouraging that's how we take up the armor of God. That's how we walk in the strength of the Lord, is dwelling with him, being quiet and spending time with him. So let's grow in that this week. Love you, church, and I'm praying for you, and we'll see you tomorrow.